here's one of the key pivotal ways to know and to realize when we have a sideways market. Okay, we're on the 1 minute chart, and this is the S&P 500. We're on the ES futures, guys. Listen up here. If we're in a situation where we say we want to get into a play, we start having to look at our exponential moving averages. Now, you tell me if this makes sense. Why would our 9 EMA and our 50 EMA literally be smacking each other in the face on the 1 minute chart? This is to say that the price average over 50 days is the exact same as the price average over 9 days. If that's the case, guys, we don't really have a trend, okay? You don't even have to sometimes look at the candles. Just look at the EMAs. What are the EMAs doing? It's going sideways, okay? As we can see, it's going up here. It's trending up here. We have a trend, okay? This is what it means to be called a trend. However, sideways action is never going to benefit us as traders. Look at how we're weaving in and out. I don't know if any of you guys know how to do twist or like cornrows and things like that. I always wanted twist when I was younger. My African parents never allowed me to get twist for whatever reason. I wanted to cornrow my hair. I grew up during the Allen Iverson era, right? I grew up in the DC area. Allen Iverson's from Virginia, so that whole craze of cornrows and all that type of things, like that was my energy, right? That's what I wanted. My parents never allowed me to get it. Look at us cornrolling through the market right now, okay? This is sideways action. When your 50 EMA and your 9 EMA are literally going in and out, weaving in and out of traffic, that is essentially to say there is sideways action, okay? When your EMAs are smacking each other like that, okay? Think about it again conceptually. On a 1 minute chart, our price over 50 days and our price over 9 days is literally exactly the same, or going in and out between one being higher or lower than the other, okay? That's when you know you need to stand clear of what is going on in the market. Then we obviously see some more confirmation on how to hold hands when we look at our candles here. I mean, our volume here, okay? A lot of seller volume right here, guys. Let's see if we can get some continuation. And look where we rejected at. What level did we reject at? 5202, and we actually have that level written in here, okay? However, we're still creating higher highs. This potentially might necessarily look like a inverse H potentially. Let me come out real quick and see what we got. So we could kind of round out the H and do that, okay? Or we could continue getting smacked here and then start moving down like this. But one of the two are going to happen. That's my favorite part about the market. One of the two are going to happen, and it's going to happen eventually. Now, do we know when it's going to happen? No. That's not our decision to make. Our decision to make is just being ready at the given time so that we can decide what side is the better side on this trade. And as I'm looking at it here, guys, here's the pivotal piece about this, okay? This is what's going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and draw here. And what are we seeing creating here? Higher highs, okay? Sorry, higher lows rather, okay? And even here, we're getting higher highs as well, okay? We're getting higher highs as well. So, but here's the problem, guys. If every time we're touching 5202, we get hit down, eventually the sellers are going to become aggressive and come back to the downside, okay? So that's something that we need to be aware of. But again, we are literally within a range of 5196 and 5202, 4 points, okay? Where do we go from here? Let's see. Any breakout is going to have a lot of momentum to the upside, okay? That's something to keep note of here. All we need to make sure we do is figure out what needs to happen for each outcome to occur, okay? If it's upside, we need to break over 5202. It's not a want or desire. It's like a need, okay? Upside means we need to get over 5202, okay? Downside means we need to get under 5196. We need that, okay? I'm going to actually change these colors here so you guys can see, all right? These yellow lines, this is our range right now. So we have to break above it or below it to get the interaction we're looking for, so we can make this money here, okay? All right, so here's our range. These yellow lines are our range. I'm actually gonna take this one off because I can't remember what I use that for. All right, so we have our range here. We're creating wicks within the range. All right, we just broke a little bit above it, 5202, 5203. All right, now what I want to see is I want to see a retest. Now it's starting to try to come down a bit. Again, we're still creating higher highs. All right, we're still creating higher highs. Activate. We are still creating higher highs, guys. So, but then we keep getting smacked down at that 5202. We keep getting smacked down at that 5202. Okay, it's trying to inch up to even 5303, but again, smack down, smack down, smack down. All right, now our blue line here is our 9 EMA. Our 9 is now above our 50. So if we were to have a bias, we are to say that we would potentially be going call side, right? Now, if we're going call side, your entry is the touch of the 9 EMA. If you want puts, your puts potentially, you could either grab them up here at the top, knowing that we haven't gotten up here yet or revisited this area just yet, right? You may even be able to scale in at 5202, knowing that that's been our resistance. Obviously, you can see where you potentially would end up, right? But this 5202 seems to be our resistance here, right? So you could take puts here, or you can wait for confirmation, wait until we open below the 50, and then take it to the downside as a result of breaking this trend line here. Okay, and then also the 51.96 level. So those are your entries. All right. If you want calls, wait until you hop on the 9 EMA and then take it up. If you want puts, high probability, low risk puts, you wait for up here. Okay, maybe on the next candle and see if we get some downside momentum. If not, let's just wait for some volume. Okay, especially around this 51.96, 51.97 area. Okay. The trend is really saying buy side though because of the 9 EMA, right? And obviously we have some buyer volume coming in now. But don't get too jaded by the market based on the fact that we're right here at a pivotal resistance level. Okay. So even if you take a 9 EMA from your even if you take a 9 EMA entry and take it to the upside, what you're really looking to do is to potentially trail your profits, because at any moment in time, the market can come down and smack it down. So I definitely hope that helped, at least in the initial term. Let's see where we start to head as a result of that. But again, that's the idea of being able to stay on hands. A lot of you guys as new traders are always thinking about the idea of, where should I enter, right? What's the entry for me? What's the entry? I'm having issues with entry. Your issue with entry is just on the fact that you're not necessarily too sure about what setup you want to take just yet, right? The way you figure out what setup you want to take is by looking at the chart and starting to draw. Just start drawing. Where are your highs? Where are your lows? Where are your trends? Where's your EMAs? Okay, after you finish your drawing, now you potentially have a potential setup, right? Because look at it this way. If all I did was draw this trend line and this trend line, right? If all I did was draw this trend line, right? And this one, right? If all I did was just draw these two trend lines, then my setup would have been, okay, a break of above the trend line or a break below the trend line, and ride either the 9 EMA up or the 50 EMA down, right? And guess what? I would have made money potentially. Obviously, this is a low volume, right? So we're really just talking hypothetical, but for the most part, the analysis is correct there. So that's how you find your entry, guys. First, you have to have your setup. Once you have your setup, then you're going to be able to start looking at how you're going to enter into a trade. But if you don't even have a setup planned, how could you even think about where you want to enter? You don't even have an understanding of where you're looking to go, where you're looking to head, what the outcomes potentially are on that trade, right? So on and so forth. Okay. So those are the things you want to look at here. I'm not too comfortable grabbing calls right here just yet until potentially we break over 5206, specifically because 5200, 5202 have been heavy resistance levels, and we're seeing a lot of sellers being active during pre-market. So that's something to take heed to, but we'll just see where we start heading here.